Hi guys, this is video number 3 today. I'm sort of getting into a bit for the upcoming election on Saturday the 3rd of May, right? I've done one on the Housing Australia Fund, why it's not investing directly into building the houses and financing them. I've done another one on the election, voting for balance of power. Don't just vote for the two big guys, get some people in the middle there. And this video, I'm going to talk a bit more about accountability of our tax dollars, or your tax dollars, Australian tax dollars, because the other two videos sort of lead into it. And then I'm going to do another video later about those poor guys that got this loan from the Commonwealth Bank. What a bit of a rip-off. Anyway, on accountability, we need to all remember that, all Australians should remember that the government exists because of your tax dollars, basically. And they're there to represent you guys. But unlike, companies and whatever, the government doesn't have to give us a balance sheet every year. We're the shareholders, right? Because we pay the money in. They just give us some political spell, So let's just go into that a bit. I mentioned on the housing fund thing, they've allocated $10 billion, but as at today, they haven't invested $1, okay, in housing, zero. In the video I just did on the upcoming election and voting for a balance of power, vote for independents and minor parties. So we actually get a representation of all of Australians in there. Not just the ideology of the Libs or the Labors, We're sort of killing ourselves just having those two guys lob the tennis ball back and forwards to each other. But accountability comes into all of that because I watched from here. I watched the Senate inquiries into Coles and Woolies and into the Housing Australia Fund. It just astounds me that these bureaucrats, as in America, they can fob off all these questions from senators. They don't have to answer. They don't answer accurately. Or they can say, well, we'll get back to you on that. And do they ever get back to them? I mean, these bureaucrats, public servants, in Australian terminology, they're all getting paid a shitload of money. For life, Same as the senators and the MPs, they only have to be in so long and they get their benefits for forever and a day. That's why some of them go in there. But they're not accountable to us. And they lie to us. They've told Australians that they've invested $10 billion in housing for low income or hard done by or whatever. It's nonsense. It's allocated. It's a website. It's earning interest from somewhere, from the stock market probably, through one of the banks who's making a killing on the fees. But none of this is disclosed on the website. You can check it yourself. It says, last report, there was $10 billion invested. They made $596 million in interest after investment and management fees. So who's getting that? And how much was it? They don't say. A lot, I would imagine, another 10% probably, 50 or 60 million. So he's getting that. That's wrong. Why they say that they've investing it in houses, and then the Senate inquiry, she says, oh, we've acquired 300. And Senator, can't remember which guy it was, said, well, what does acquired mean? Have you built any? And she wouldn't answer. So, they're playing games. It's political doublespeak. And it all comes back to accountability because no one's accountable. The pollies are not accountable. The bloody MPs are not accountable. Some of them are good, Bob Katter. The senators are good, dare I say Pauline Hanson, Gerard Rickard. These are Gerard Rennick. These are, these people get up and ask questions. But we need to vote them in for accountability. Not because Australians like these people or they think they're better than the Liberal or Labor, because it creates a need, if you have the minority parties and the independents between the two big parties in Parliament having to vote on stuff, then they have to listen to us. This is the point. I hope you guys sort of get it, you know. Do your own research. I'm not saying you have to vote for one or the other, but we need to get the power back. Australians need to get the power back. They've taken our bloody country off us. They give away gas for free. The bloody mineral companies don't pay any tax. Why? Because we vote the wrong people in. Okay, good luck with the election. Talk to you again soon. I'm on YouTube, Facebook, Rumble and Odyssey. Okay, good luck with the election. Do some research.